Hi, everybody. This is Zoe Francesca Goldblatt, an end-of-life doula based in the San Francisco East Bay here in Contra Costa County, where it is very hot and dry this month here, July of 2024. I want to talk a little bit to you as doulas, as Jewish doulas, about this time and what it means in the Jewish calendar, and how we can use that for our work as doulas. So here in Contra Costa County, everything is parched, dry, hot. The sun is extremely bright and hot. And that's how it was in ancient Israel at this time of year. So when we in North America think about the cruelties of winter, which to us might symbolize extreme cold, darkness, snow, nothing is growing. We just have to make it through the winter, and it's a time of existential worry. Will we make it through? Will the spring and the sun return? Will things start to grow again? If you transpose that to ancient Israel and you think of the same thing happening, but at a different time of year, because in the winter there, everything's green and the waters are flowing and the rains are falling and everything is coming alive again. But at the end of summer, the wells are starting to dry up and the crops are dead. Nothing is growing. And so there is that feeling of, will it ever rain again? Will the crops return? Will there be water to drink? And so maybe it's only natural that at this time of year, we assign in the Hebrew calendar all the calamities that have ever happened to the Jewish people, ever befallen them. So we say that between the 17th of the month of Tammuz, which this year fell on July 23rd, and the 9th of the month of Av, which this year falls on August 13th, are these 3 weeks, which in Hebrew are referred to as Bein HaMitzarim, between the narrow straits, similar to between the narrow place, Mitzrayim, but it's the narrow straits. And when you think of being kind of trapped between these narrow straits, there's nowhere to escape. So you can't get away from this grief and this mourning that this period is devoted to. And so we say that during this time period, Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the first set of tablets, saw the golden calf, and dashed those tablets to the earth, where they broke into many pieces. This was also supposedly the time in history where the walls of Jerusalem were breached in Tammuz, and then the temple was destroyed in Av 3 weeks later, completely destroyed. And maybe the second temple, supposedly also destroyed during this time. And many other things, the slaughter of thousands of students of a wonderful teacher and rabbi, etc., up through the 20th century. Rabbi Zelig Golden, in a series that he taught, a wonderful series, the medicine of the Jewish holidays, he says, why would our people want to concentrate grief into a 3-week period? What's the purpose of that? And so when I was thinking about our work as doulas and how we can apply this, I thought about those people that we encounter in our lives who are having a really hard time connecting to grief. And they might even say something like, I can't cry. Why can't I cry? Or, I feel so numb. I can't feel anything. I feel frozen. I feel disconnected from what's happening. And it's almost like this could be a permission giving moment to say, as a community, it's allowed to grieve, it's expected to grieve. We read from the Book of Lamentations, we lament, we wail. People refrain from parties, dancing, music, weddings, betrothals. So it's a sanctioned time for everyone to grieve, if they so need to. And that's the beauty of it, is that this is a tool. And so if this is a time in your life where you do not need extra reasons to grieve or mourn, and you're already grieving, crying, mourning, really feeling the sadness and the tragedy of things that are happening in the world and in your life, then you may not need to observe Tisha B'Av or the 3 weeks. But maybe you or someone you know needs that little permission to have a chance to mourn. So that's what Rabbi Zelig offers, and that I wanted to pass along to you with his blessing. Now, when we speak about these times of such hardship and remembering such painful memories, I think about comfort. And I think about blessings of comfort, and I think about angels. And what I want to say about angels is, first of all, angels are Jewish. Sometimes I hear people say, but angels aren't really Jewish. Actually, they are. And actually, they've always been Jewish from the beginning. In the Torah, in the Talmud, in the folklore, they've always been with us. And at the beginning of our last gathering on Zoom in July, Victoria played the angel song, B'Shem Hashem, a newer version by Ilana Brody, who is one of my most favorite musicians and singers. She put a new tune and a new energy into this song that some of you might have known before. The old melody, which I believe is from Shlomo Carlebach, is the one, B'Shem Hashem Elohei Yisrael. And Ilana Brody has a new melody for our time that's very special, and I encourage you to actually watch her singing it and playing it on the piano when she composed it during the COVID pandemic, during the shelter in place when it came to her. So in that angel song, we speak about Michael, the angel of love and compassion, always being on our right, to our right side. Gabriel, the angel of strength and courage, always to our left. AriYael, the angel of light, from that Hebrew word or, is in front of us, always. And Raphael, from the word refuah, healing, as in refuah shlema, is always behind us, at our back. And then the last line talks about an all around surrounding us, or in other versions, above my head, surrounding me, Shechinat El, the indwelling divine presence, often considered the feminine presence of God. These 4 angels, you might realize, also have a little bit to do with the Kabbalistic tree of life, with Chesed and Gvura being 2 of those angels on either side of us, and our own body being that tree of life, with the different qualities of the divine that are all interconnected. So when a client of ours says, I don't believe in God, or I don't want to hear the word God, please don't, no God, doesn't mean anything to me, they might be open to angels. Some people are. So it's a way to bring in that sense of comfort and spirituality without God. And in our source sheet that you have access to, there's a few other readings, poems, quotes about angels, but I would just like to leave you with my dear friend and colleague, Rabbi Chaya Gusfield's version of a prayer of protection that she uses in her work as a rabbi and hospital chaplain in hospitals and with people who are very ill and in need of protection, spiritual protection. She takes it from the last lines of Psalm 121, and it's a very simple melody, and it's in English and Hebrew, and I hope you'll feel it for yourself right now. May you be protected from all harm in your body and in your soul. As you go out and as you come in, we walk beside you. God walks beside you, now and forevermore. Adonai Yishmarecha mikol ra, Yishmor et nafshecha, Yishmor et nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzetecha uvoecha me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam.